Hi and welcome back. This is tutorial part 3 on how to go ahead and upload your blog button that you've created in Microsoft Word and change to a picture file, an image, how to upload that onto your blog site as well as change the code to fit the look of your blog. So welcome back to Teaching Blog Addict. I'd like to begin by going into the Blogger dashboard where you can change the layout, the look of your blog. So you'll see I'm under the Layout tab, and I'm going to show you a shortcut today about how to get a picture uploaded quickly as well as still find where that image is being kept online. So here's my secret. And before I show you my secret, I would like to tell you that I'm following the steps on this wiki tutorial about how to make a blog button. And I'm going to be posting the address to this on this post so that you can also have this information in this code to grab as well. So I'm going to click Add a Gadget. It doesn't matter where I'm putting it because this is my shortcut. I'm going to upload a picture. And I'm going to go choose that file from my computer. Now I created two different kinds of buttons. Remember, I created a PNG as well as a JPEG, and this one wasn't nearly as clear and it had that white background, whereas the PNG file had the transparent background. So that's the button I'm selecting. Blogger is going to go ahead and upload this photo for me, and it doesn't really matter where they're hosting it because right here I can right click and they'll give me the link straight to where they're hosting it. So this is the quickest way that I've learned to upload an image and get an address for where it's being hosted. For example, I can go ahead and I can cut and paste, and there's, you see my image is being hosted right here on this particular crazy web address. Now I want to be able to use this address, but I don't really need this picture hosted here. So and like I don't need to click save and put that blog button all by itself, that picture up on my website. So I'm just getting rid of that. So that's my shortcut to uploading a photo onto the web where you can go ahead and have an address for it. Because in order to place a grab button, you'll need to have some HTML code. So there's the address for my button. If I just hit save, all you would do is see my picture show up. That's not exactly what we're looking for. I'm creating a title, and this is actually where people will see my blog button, and then a box will show up underneath with the text for them to be able to grab from, hence a grab button. So this website is going to be giving us this area of text that we can select on part 6, and we can place it in our HTML box. Now, why did I place this up here? Practically because I didn't want to lose this text after I had cut and pasted this web address. So I just put it up here, and now I'm going to remove it by cutting, and now I'm going to place it right here in the text that says where my image web address is. So in between the quotation marks, I'm going to paste that funny address where my blog button is being hosted. I'm going to do the same thing down here. Why do we need to put it in twice? The first time is so that my blog button will actually show up on my sidebar. The second time is so that it will show up in the text that shows up below the picture of my blog button for people to grab. So that's the first step that we need, is placing our image where it's located into our blog button code. Second thing we'll need to do is change the address. I'll go ahead and go to my personal blog, Kindergarten Works, and that will help me grab my web address and paste it right in between those quotation marks. Once for your actual blog button, once for the code that people grab. And you can change the blog title. For this example, I'll use Kinder Bliss, since that is what's on my blog button. So if people hover over my blog button, then they'll see the words Kinder Bliss show up to help them know where they'll be clicking on once they click on the button. Now there is a little bit of text in here that I highly recommend changing from the wiki. And that is just to make this centered on your sidebar so that for those of you who like things centered, it makes it look more appealing. We're going to center the entire thing. So we're going to tell it to center before. Then at the end, we're going to tell it to end the center. Now that should, in theory, center the entire thing. But I also highly recommend right here before it says text area, which will be that box of text that shows up that people actually click to grab, I highly recommend sticking a center in here, and then at the very end telling it to end that center. So what we've essentially done is tell it to center the entire thing, but then to center especially this text box. Now, part of my preference is that I think a row and column numbers should not be this small. Let me show you why. So here they've added the page element to my blog, and now I can open my blog to see what it looks like. So there's my grab button. And you can see that my text box down here has been centered, and so that helps, but it's so small that somebody might not be paying attention to how much text they really do have to grab. But you'll see that my blog button now says Kinder Bliss when somebody hovers over it, and then if I was to actually click on it, it would go straight to the blog website that I typed in. You'll see down in the text that there's the link to my actual blog, and here's where the image is being hosted, that very long and funny web address that we had. And that's all people will need to put my blog button on their sidebar. But as I was saying, this doesn't look very appealing. So what I'd like to do is go back and show you how to edit that section. We're going to increase the number of rows that people see to 6. And we're going to increase the number of columns to 20. This is totally up to you. You can change that if you'd like. Let's refresh my blog. So this didn't change because I didn't change any of that code, but this is the area that I changed because I think it holds a bigger presence, a better presence, and people see more of the text that they will actually be capturing, and it's easier for them to cut and paste, making them much more likely to grab your blog button to share. So now you see that it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows of text, and then there's 20 columns of text going across. And that's it. That's how you upload your blog button for others to share. I hope you enjoyed that. We welcome you back to Teaching Blog Addict anytime to find more blogging tips, especially if you click on Blogging 101. We invite you to check out Teaching Blog Traffic School because they have great tips on how to move yourself forward and give you some tips every day on what you can do to build your blog, as well as visiting us at the Blogging 101 Virtual Teaching Expo, where you can learn how to earn money from building a blog. You can learn how to create teaching products. You can learn how to even incorporate videos into your blog. So we want to welcome you to that as well. There's tons of resources out there. We're not the first ones to create these. Ladybug teaching resources, she was one of the first to incorporate videos, so appreciate all that she's taught us because when we were first learning how to build a blog, we used a lot of her resources as well as online tutorials. So thanks for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you soon.